for emergency text messages within the community, we'll be able to get a notification if we want to send it out through there. And there's also individual emergency email ability, but people have to sign up for that as well. The gateway services, of course, you know, they have a number, you hit 1, and you can put in information there. You can find out information about what's going on. And then I understand maybe through the circle,
Pelican
Circle, we might be able to
We'll have
use
some level of communication through there, but again, each resident gets to decide what they want.
But they want to be
With their
on
forum.
that or not.
We do have our code red too that goes out that we can but that would be, it's a blast to everybody, so that wouldn't be like a Pelican
Oh, you can't just
specific.
focus it.
I don't believe so.
That wouldn't be just to Pelican.
Correct.
Yeah, the most critical one, I think, if we could get it really developed, would be the text. People have to opt into it, yes, but unless you're on the computer, if you're sitting in the car like Cece was the other day, she would have gotten a text to tell her, here's the situation.
I think we have to, move for the text message system. So we'll work on that.
A lot of people don't want it, but you got to push it.
Well, good. I'm glad there's lots of action taking place. Anything else on landscape? Do you want to?
Landscape? Well, we had a lot of people. Marty was there, myself, Bob, and Patricia was there, and Ed.
We had a quorum.
Yeah, we sure did. We sure did. We could have voted on a lot of things. Holiday impatiens were planted earlier than usual this year, so the red and white ones will be in full bloom and covering that entire corner of each of the locations they're going to be in. That was because of a fungus issue they had, so they went in a little early. New palms will be replacing the dead ones on the corner of Pelican Preserve and Golf Course Drive. I don't know, Washingtonians are called, and they're super tall ones, and it's been hit by lightning 4 times now.
And
in
super
20
expensive.
years.
Yes.
Very expensive, yeah, but they're going to go ahead with them. Annual tree trimming begins, started November 10th. Holiday light installations already started, and most of the landscape along tree line that PPAC was responsible for is turned over to the GSCDD now. What else? Oh, there are free plants available. The blue and cabbage agave plants at neighborhood monuments are being thinned out. So if someone wants one, you can go ahead and get one. And our next meeting is November 21st, I think.
Will there be coordination between FPL and the Christmas lighting? So as they're putting in this new lighting, we don't have any issues with the old lighting? Because that always used to be a problem with Christmas lighting that would fail during December.
According to markets, there will not be a conflict. Yeah.
Or
The new streetlights will have all their own wiring all put in. It's all new wiring just for the streetlights. So there's a lot of stuff that was getting tapped into that should not have been getting tapped into, which was causing some of the lighting issues.
And also the existing lights will stay in effect until everything is done. They're not going to be turning it over until it's all completed, so.
So we will look like a Christmas tree for a
It will look like it.
And I'd like to go on record as saying, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I know, I'm right with you.
Oh,
with
man.
you.
I need a
I wait till
turkey before
December
I can have-
1st.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
Well,
right.
they're up, but they're not lit.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Good with landscape. Any other questions? Let's move on to ponds. Doug, do you want to come up and talk to us? A half hour to 35 minutes?
You guys can read. Yeah, yeah, that's, Doug Zanter, the Ponds Group. The project's completed. The only thing there I will say is the restoration. There's some signs there for CO8. That's by the pump station for irrigation, that no vehicles, there's signs up there says no vehicle beyond this point, because that's part of the conservation area. That's causing a couple of problems with Ameriscape. First of all, the porta potties are going to be removed out of there, which is how their individuals relieve themselves, for lack of a better term. And the other thing is they store equipment back in there, like tractors and loaders and stuff like that. And Mark's got the problem now is how do you find out a place to put those things? So he's dealing with that.
Is there anything that we can do to assist with that, or are we?
Flying space. No one wants to step forward to do that. Okay? The pond restoration, pond 43, it's proceeding. We should it will be on your board meeting, the recommendation on the 8th of January, and the board approval at the Board of Supervisors will be on the 15th. The project should begin in February and end in the March, April timeframe, still during dry season. So that's the current progression.
And that is the full pond, although not
Yeah.
all the banks, correct?
It's the full pond. It's not a subset. It's like the $600,000, which is the entire pond. It's one of our biggest ponds. The only other thing is, at that same meeting, or the December meeting of if you're going to have one, we'll be coming forward for someone to replace Pete Audette on the board that have retired. We have one candidate right now, and try to get a couple more, but right now we have a candidate to replace him. All right, I already talked about the do not feed the alligator sign. And the only other thing is we do not have a ponds maintenance standard. We have our own within Pelican Preserve, but at the Gateway, there is no standard that the PPCA or PPAC has approved, or the Board of Supervisors. One of our individual, Mike Causey, is working with Stephanie to come up with one that will then come back to you guys for approval. Then we'll go to the Board of Supervisors. But we're active in that so that our standard that we do today is incorporated, and there's nothing that we're going to have to change going forward.
Excellent.
That's been ongoing for a long time now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would say so.
right.
I would say so. But nothing's, on our side, nothing's going to change.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Okay, let's move on. 8A, Communications Review. Patricia.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in here. I hope you had a chance to look at it. It was a busy month. We put out bulletins on the new ponds contract, the guardhouse gate replacement, the first bulletin on the streetlight installation. Then we also updated the page in the Pelican Preserve monthly newsletter. I don't know if you all had a chance to look at it. I think I attached a screenshot of that. It was more kind of interesting way of providing information to the community. And then we did an update on the residence orientation handbook. And we will amend that because I think we had a wrong date for the PPAC
We had your
meeting.
meeting on Tuesdays instead of Thursday.
So I'll have to put that one, I'll have to check and revise that one. The next one, of course, landscape update went out today. And then we will be talking with, well, the emergency contact information update, we did mention that already in the meeting. I will be getting together with John Pankow tomorrow. He is the head of the club at Pelican Preserve Community Association that would like GSCDD to have a presentation, I think at their January meeting.
Right.
I will be able to report more on that at the next meeting. Are we having a December meeting?
We'll talk about that
Okay,
later.
we'll talk about that later.
So
Any comments so far? And then, of
that
course,
January meeting, I have spoken to each of the subcommittee chairs, and they are aware of it and have agreed to lend their talents and faces.
Great.
So
good.
You
And
have
then
any-
we will have a representation, obviously, from the
Do you have any feedback
GSCDD
on the
staff.
new resident orientation that occurred yesterday?
I did not go to that. Did anybody else go?
Any feedback?
That,
the new process, the new materials are good. I mean, it's a lot.
it's a lot. It's a 90-minute presentation. I was unable to go at the last minute.
I've gone once.
Yeah,
And
the new one.
It's a lot. No, it was the old one. It was
Yeah.
probably about a year
It's
and a half
like
ago.
25 pages of information. It is really very, very informative.
The communications committee, of which I'm a member as well, is looking at it to see where we can trim out. And we have some recommendations that we'll be talking to Adriana about. So, but
I didn't
It's a
go
lot.
this time, but usually I go to hand out the flyers.
Yeah.
thank God somebody does.
They basically go through the website, and every page they say, okay, here's where you can find this, here's where you can find that, here's where you can find that. It's a little bit of overkill in that
Right.
regard. But
But that's
people
also
walk,
the feedback we've gotten is it's so valuable.
It's so
like,
valuable,
how do you
and-
balance that? Yeah.
yeah, and they walk out with this booklet, which tells everything about what's going on and who to call and how to keep informed. So it's very good.
Okay.
And so next up will be information, another bulletin updating people on the Florida Power and Light installation, given the questions that we've now received. And we also had a meeting with Faye Formoso and some people from KW, and they had some issues that they wanted to make sure we address as well in the next one, so that was good. And Pond 33, we'll get that one out then in time for that.
43.
43. I wrote down 43, what did I say?
33.
Oh, all right.
We take 10 pounds off when we say our weight. We take 10 years off.
Can we say the pond
Age the same
number?
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Sound pond, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of the same.
Okay. And so you have enough to keep us going into January for communications? Like, I believe that December is going to be a lighter month just because of the
Right.
holidays, correct?
Right. Well, I think we should do an FPL update.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
And if anybody has any other topics that you want in December, let me know.
Well, thank you. You're doing a bang-up job. We've
Okay.
You
gotten,
are.
we've gotten really good feedback on this, so.
Got good feedback on it too, so good job.
Yep. No, I mean, it was necessary. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts and
We've been trying to do this.
I
and
know.
So it was nice to have somebody that can actually, we've done it and it just doesn't go anywhere. So it was kind of nice to have somebody be able to like actually get it out there.
she's greasing the wheels for you.
Yes. Doing a good
I'm
job.
very curious to talk about this next topic, 8B, right to trespass.
This is a formality that
see.
the city of Fort Myers Police is making us do because they apparently cannot trespass anyone without us signing off, giving them permission to do so. So it's paperwork is all it is.
Is this stemming from like the kids on the golf course?
Yes, it's
and the
down
kids
here,
on-
that's what it started
Yeah,
from,
okay.
because, and the problem is that the golf course also owns property, so they would need to do the same. So we can only sign off on the property that we own. Chelsea's just waiting for you to say yay or nay, and if you say yay, she'll put a date on it and send it off, so. It's just it's
So then the community association would have to do the same also.
the what?
The community association would have to do the same also.
If they want it, yes, and I believe she's reached out to Faye about that as well, and then the golf course would have to do the same. So we can only sign for our own property.
Harry, can you just make sure that that's on you guys' docket too for,
So do you need a motion? I'll make a motion to approve item
Hold on.
8 Bravo.
Talk about it?
oh, yeah, we'll get there in just a second, but he was getting up.
Barry Dragon again. You touched on something that ties into something else that I'm working on in terms of town hall meetings. And as I'm sure you all know, that there's a lot of confusion in Pelican Preserve as to who does what. So one of the things that I was planning was to have a meeting entitled, Who You Gonna Call? And a big part of that will be the CDD, part of it will be the local associations, part of it will be PPCA, part of it will be KW. So I'm just mentioning that so you can give that some thought, and I'm looking for topics for other meetings like that. The next one I have available is going to be on February 11th, and then I've got one on March the 11th in terms of dates that are available, so.
But you don't have topics yet for either one? You don't have topics
No,
yet?
I've just mentioned this in passing to the board, and I'm asking for additional ideas. But one of them for sure will be the who you going to call or something along those lines, because there are so many interlocking and overlapping responsibilities within Pelican Preserve. That's something that even people who have been here for years have difficulty with sometimes. And of course, we get a lot of new people every year as well.
Okay.
Did I answer your question? I'm sure.
Well, what I was speaking to was if you could make sure that Faye knows that she has to sign or the board has to sign for PPCA on this right of trespass.
That's a good point, because one of the things that I wanted to mention is Fort Myers Police is one of the people that you need to call depending on the circumstances. And the way I look at it, if it's not a 911 call, they're the ones you would call for these kind of things. That's just me.
Okay.
We'll come up with a policy, but I'll make sure that they know that. And also, I guess the President's Council is aware that the local associations need to decide whether or not they want to participate in that.
I believe, I think we had talked about this last time. I know I brought up at safety and security, the meetings all blur together. We're working here to have FWC do some patrolling here as well as in Pelican, and they can cite it. We've never gotten this from any other police people, just Fort Myers. They're Florida Wildlife, but they can do the same as a trooper, but they can do for fishing, wildlife, and all of that as well. So they're like a super trooper. So they have all the same authority as a state trooper with the wildlife stuff as well. So we're working with them to get them to do some patrolling over here because we're having a hard time getting the sheriff to give tickets. And I guess they're a little less lenient. And so we talked to the Safety and Security Committee about that their last meeting, letting them know that we had some negotiations or discussions with FWC to get them to patrol here, and asked if they would be interested, and they said yes. So we would not need this right to trespass for them to do it. It's only for the city of Fort Myers. Lee County doesn't require it, just the city of Fort Myers.
Let's be in compliance. Marty, do you want to make the motion
I'd like to
officially?
make a motion to approve item 8 Bravo.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yeah, well, I'll second it for discussion. Looking at John, I'd like to know what.
Yeah.
Well, the kids are just fishing. That's all they're doing. They're back there fishing. It's right behind my house. And my neighbor is a New York policeman, and he and I went up to the kids and said, hey, the kids actually came up to us. They got chased off by, I think, the person who, filed this couple that filed this complaint. And he came back on his truck and sought us out and said, hey, I don't want to be a problem. He was very, very, very polite and respectful. He said, I don't want to cause a problem here. We told him, well, just don't go fishing over by the weir. Use the pond at the end of our street. You can park in this cul-de-sac and just fish there, because it's just our pond. It's no one, not owned by the golf course or anything else. And if you stay on this side, you'll be in in our community. So
Are there fishing signs that have arrows on it?
well, there weren't even fishing signs on the weir prior to, there were after those kids got chased off that those signs went up. So I think they may be a little misleading in this, that the kids were violating some signage, because there was no signs. I fished back there too. Until they yelled at my neighbor Rob one time and said, oh, you can't fish there. So we decided we'll just stay at the pond at the end of the street. And you know which one I'm talking about. The one thing I'd say about kids, they're not doing drugs, they're not looting stores, they're not shooting anybody, they're not leaving trash all over the place.
No, I think that's the bigger question, John. Before you do, Doug, I think that the bigger question from the community is, I don't think anybody's got an issue with kids fishing. It's our kids coming in from out of the community to fish, and that's where some of the people in the community get very upset about trespassing, and they don't belong here. Now, I'm putting comments out, they're not my comments. So there is a slight difference between kids going to fish and kids coming into the community to fish or do other things. And it just followed those kids on the dirt bikes.
That's what I thought this was regarding too.
Yeah, I thought this was regarding the damage that was done to the golf course.
Just a couple of kids that were fishing, and they came back. The one kid had a small pickup truck, and he came back to talk to us about it.
I get notified on this at every time this lady gives a complaint. Going back to your thing about Fort Myers Police, this lady is constantly gets upset if she can see someone out of her lanai on that weir. I mean, I'll be blunt. I mean, and I get the notes. Faye gets the notes every time. Chelsea gets the notes every time. I mean, we get at least one a week from this lady complaining about things like that. And like you said, and it's not the people destroying anything. They're just, and I don't even know if anyone knows if they're grandkids or something like that.
I assume that he lived in our community or staying with his grandparents because he had a vehicle. So, I mean, otherwise you'd have to know that he's allowed to be in there, or, he didn't have a dirt bike or.
There are kids that come into the community. I've seen them fishing over really on the flowway, and they're good kids. They're coming in, they're fishing. You can talk to them. They say, I caught this, I let this go. I saw a snake. So that's the problem we have with kids. There's a bunch of good kids that are coming in there. You don't want to discourage them from doing healthy things. On the other hand, you had that group that was doing just over the summer, destroying some property with their dirt bikes, but this.
A different group.
Right. Yeah, it's a different group.
But is this the same?
But keep in mind, this is not just to keep people from fishing on the ponds. This would also cover that other group. It's trespassing, period, not just people fishing in a pond where where technically shouldn't be fishing. It's not just related to fishing. This gives the police the authority to do the no trespassing as well. So
What's trespassing here? If I'm a Gateway resident,
mm-hmm.
and I'm fishing on a Gateway pond that happens to be located in Pelican Preserve, am I trespassing?
No.
So you get into that, the poor kid doesn't understand any of that stuff, and the police come in, and police tend to go right away, you're trespassing, and they're not. So
Do we feel like this is a big enough issue that we want to get authorities involved, or should we do more education?
Well, I think if this is coming from one person, I know how I'm voting.
With the police, I know it's coming from one person. Get to know.
Hey, that's a different problem, because if the people are legal, you're including like John's fishing. This lady will complain if John's fishing?
Yes, because John shouldn't be able to fish on that weir.
So is it a communication thing?
But
Do we
should
talk
he be
about
fishing?
where you can fish? Is this a little bit of a communication
Well,
to the
that may be, but
community?
that's under the fish, what we have
Let's
under the
put that
ponds
down as
committee,
a-
there's a
as a
fisherman's
Let's talk
committee.
about fishing and what is trespassing and who's allowed to fish.
Yeah, I think that's
and where they're allowed
That's a little,
to fish.
that's a little different one than
I
Gateway.
would rather go that route than bring attorneys.
Oh, this is
or bring-
overkill.
Yeah.
What's staff recommendation?
I don't know what she put on here.
Don't have any recommendations.
She gets all the notes, I know she does.
Staff recommends discussion to determine whether to proceed with a right to
Basically, it's your
trespass.
Kick it down,
community,
kick the
so we're
can.
asking you to discuss it and provide
Madam Chairman,
guidance.
I called a question.
Oh, all right. All in favor of passing this authorization for the police to do right of trespass authorization, say aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Okay. Please communicate with Chelsea that our discussion indicates that we're going to take a communication approach
Okay.
versus a legal.
Is that, just a question on communications, is that a Gateway Communications, or should, I guess so, because the fish club's under the pond, right?
Right,
Okay.
and we all.
Right.
Marks them on the ponds.
This might be a good one because people will be having grandparents and grandkids down over the holidays. I think this is maybe a nice one to put out.
This would
What
be
do you
good.
think?
Very good. Let's go with our staff update then to start with.
I don't have anything.
Did we get any word back on the listing of our parcels?
No, the last week we were ready to sign it and have it posted. The picture was horrendous. Chelsea requested that they take new pictures, and then when she got those and approved them, it would go up. And I
Okay.
don't know if she's gotten them back or not yet, but they were bad. They looked, so that's all we're waiting on.
Okay, yeah, because I looked at the site and I didn't see it listed, so.
Yep, that's why.
Okay. All right.
I have a question for the staff. We had started some discussions about redoing the front entrance. And I think there was maybe a misunderstanding with the staff. We're not looking necessarily for somebody to redo just the monuments out there. We're looking for a redesign of the whole area. So is that?
No, we got that.
You got that.
Chelsea's got a couple of quotes. We're working on wrapping some stuff up, so that'll get brought to you at your next meeting because we got them late last week, which was too late to get into the agenda. Which is part of why I asked you guys to drive around and see like, what do you like for entrances? You know, do you like the one monument, two monument? What style do you like? Things like that. So that gives them an idea of kind of what to aim for. Are they going to redesign with one like you have now? Are they going to redesign with two? Are they going to, you know, what do you want? What kind of things do you like? Otherwise, it's just carte blanche, and
They need some guidance.
yeah, they need a little guidance.
And I did bring it up at the HOA President's Council this morning and said, if you have any favorites, to send them to me, so.
Okay, and you can just forward them off to
Are we
me.
going to get rid of the Pelican and put up the broccoli?
I thought you weren't going to mention the broccoli this time, but
Yeah, I don't believe that has been
What's it look
discussed,
like?
so.
nom, 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 nom. Okay, it's
If it
broccoli.
had a red head, I'd say,
It's the gateway down, it's the boulevard. It's what it is. You're driving through the trees on Gateway Boulevard. That's what that is, so. But yeah, we're soliciting quotes for a couple of different landscape architects to redesign. So it's not just the physical monument,
Okay.
it's the whole
have we
entranceway.
committed I wasn't here, Lance, did you commit a budget at all to these landscape architects?
No, we want to get
No,
a
we're
sense
not.
of what is available.
Yep. There was no, and they understand that this is not in your budget for this year, but that you are getting these things together because we realize the process takes some time and you need to be able to plan for next year. So that's kind of why we're starting now.
I did meet with the Strategic Planning Committee just to advise them that this was under consideration and that depending on the finances, they might be brought into it, but that's it.
All right, thank you.
Cece Haas, just with a comment about,
Hey, quiet.
Carol, Perry, please.
just a comment about the front entrance. When the colors were changed, they over all the recessed carvings of pelicans.
Mhm.
And I believe we lost our identity. They used to stand out. And now you're just looking at a white column, and if you look close, there's a pelican in there.
We're going with broccoli.
And, and I would say that whatever they do to restore that signature logo, so to speak.
Will you do me a favor and will you send me, or actually, will you send Laura an email that states your concern and your desire to have a pelican more prominent in the architecture?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Thank you.
taking any suggestions that I get from you guys and relaying those.
Well, it should reflect that we are Pelican Preserve at Gateway.
Well,
You are just a troublemaker today.
and the other thing is, I mean, if anybody asks me, I'd say just duplicate what's there, put one on the other side, and it's the most efficient, and it doesn't.
I've gotten similar feedback from other people.
Yeah,
so.
but there's also a cadre that believe that we look a bit dated.
Yeah, you know what, we're all over 70, like, stop it.
We're all dated.
No, we're not. I'm not over 70.
So,
You're all at least 55.
Over
We're
55.
55 and better, okay?
Yes.
I don't agree.
Okay, all right. Then Laura, you didn't have anything else?
I don't have anything else, no.
Okay, we'll start. Marty, do you have anything on your,
I do.
okay?
So during the safety and security meeting, I got up for public comment and identified my recommendations for the arch bridge, which they took up and gave direction to staff on what to do. I also provided them a project plan for all the roadway bridges through 2032. That was not discussed at the meeting, okay, but I provided it to them. So they're going ahead with the repairs to the arch bridge, and we'll go from there.
And
Which
painting.
is the Arch Bridge?
Painting, yeah.
The one going into Tiberio? or-
Over the flowway
Over the flowway.
into Valentino.
Yeah, okay, Tiberio, okay.
Yeah.
Does that need a
So
vote
the
from
three
us?
roadway
Does it need a
bridges
vote?
It's
are
done.
Pelican
Well,
Preserve.
It's ready to send.
You have
Casella and.
Casella
Pistoia.
and
We just wanted
Pistoia.
them to sync up. Yeah, okay, thank you.
So
Anything?
I provided a project plan through 2032.
Excellent. Thank you for doing
Is that something we need to communicate with the community, that there's going to be work done on that arch bridge?
No, because it has to go through the subcommittee first and be
Okay.
actioned. Yeah, actioned.
We don't have a timeline or
I'm
anything
sure
for
that-
that
Okay.
yet, so.
I'm sure the staff is going to have to put up a big electronic sign that says road work.
Probably.
In progress.
In progress.
Yeah.
That will be a little bit of a concern to make sure that that bridge obviously is not closed during construction
Oh,
in
yeah.
any way. Because it's the only way in and out of there.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So we'll get information at the next meeting.
And it really
Security.
needs repairs down to the water line, really. There's nothing structural wrong with that. It's a 3-part bridge.
But it's falling, it's crumbling.
But the fascia is falling off, the facade's falling off. It's got electrical boxes that are metal that should have been plastic. They're all rotted out. And there's no progress on the Broccoli Bridge.
All right, anything that you've got there,
I want to
Tom?
do something different this meeting.
What are you going to do?
No comment.
Hold me back. Okay, I'll pass. All right. Okay. All right.
So your
We-
next meeting would be December 11th at 2. Is there anything in particular you would like to make sure gets on the agenda outside of our normal, like, the standard stuff?
Yeah, I do want to get the parcel update going on that.
Okay.
And I'd like an update on the pond standards to make sure that we're keeping that front and center.
Yep.
Can we
And-
get an update on the sale of the property at Tree Line in
She
Colonial?
just said,
Oh,
Not the parcels, I just.
The
call them
parcels.
Is that on the market? It's on the market?
She said it's got to.
we're waiting to get new
Waiting for better
pictures.
Pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just like school, you sit in the back of the class, talking to girls.
You're talking parcel. I didn't know which parcel you're
Oh,
talking
sorry.
about.
yeah, I didn't
It's the only ones
understand
we're
parcel
selling.
either.
I thought you were
Far as I
talking like
know.
broccoli, parsley.
Okay.
not parsley,
Um,
just parcel.
So those are the things that I would like to have covered. None of that is so intense that if we wanted to call a hiatus.
Your
Doug,
next
you
meeting
said
would
you
be
might have
January
something that needs
8th.
action.
Well, I think for me to have,
Well, if that slot is open, your quorum actually shrinks down then too.
No.
it's the same.
Quorum says same.
No?
Yeah,
No.
You have how many people?
I have 7, so I still,
With 6, you still need 4,
I
yeah.
still need
Yeah.
4.
Because it's 50, it's over half.
I need 4 out of the 6.
It doesn't go down until you get to 5, and then it
Oh,
goes to
okay.
3.
I knew it went down. I was
I didn't
just,
even think it went down then. Committee, unless the committee's allowed to.
No, it goes by how many people are actually on the committee. You don't get penalized for vacant seats. Like here, you have 7 people in, so if we need 4 to have a quorum.
Right.
If he has a 7 spots, but only 5 are filled with people, it's 3, because it goes by, I
Okay.
verified it with Tony, trust me.
Okay.
It goes by how many people are actually on the committee, not by how many chairs
I
there
agree with
are.
that statement. How many are on the committee?
Right,
But having 2 slots open, I mean, there's.
that counts as 5.
I don't.
So then it needs to be 3, because you can't penalize, you'd have to have 4 out of the 5 there otherwise, which
That's how
you
I-
don't, because there's only 5 people actively involved with the committee, so.
Laura, December 11th, I'll
We
be
need to
available.
put out a notice saying we're looking for people?
We did.
We did?
Yep.
I missed it.
all right. Will you be around, Tom?
On the 11th, yes.
I will be as well. Well, let's meet and then we can bring Christmas
have,
cookies.
waffle.
and-
So
Russell
the
and
5 of you
cookies.
for sure will be here?
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds like it. And we wish Ed well with his medical journey. So, all right.
If you think of anything else that you want on there in the meantime, you can either submit it to me or send it to the agenda items at gatewaydistrict.org.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give an update on my pool experience.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
You know, I told Marty I was very disappointed in him. Georgia and I had a bet that he was going to be there at 7:30 on October 1st to pick up his pass, and he didn't get it until today because I gave it to him.
Man.
So,
Yeah, he just let you down, doesn't he?
yeah, he did. I was very disappointed. I told him
Have
that.
you communicated that to everybody in Pelican Preserve that they're entitled?
I will definitely make sure.
As of October 1st, when the new budget went into effect, anybody over there.
Well,
can-
everyone in C5 is also eligible.
Correct. Everyone in Gateway is eligible now.
So what's it take to have your representative come over to Pelican Preserve to sit in the Brocky Center? and
Not happening. If you want it, you got to come to the admin office.
2,500 of them, right?
No, all you gotta do is come to the admin office between 7:30 and 4 during the week. Or go to the pool, they can do it there.
All right. Can I have a call for adjournment?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
Seconded by Patricia. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.